up? My name is Daniela and welcome to a new video. So today I'm doing a book haul. These are books I got mostly in February and at the beginning of March, and I've been getting a lot of books lately, well, especially in March, but most of them are actually ebooks, and most of the ebooks I got were for free or for very cheap on Amazon, and I want to do a separate video about all of these ebooks. So today I'm going to be talking only about physical books I got, and it might be the last physical book haul for a while because I actually decided that I was going to go on a book buying ban about a month ago. Well, on a physical book buying ban, and I said that I wouldn't buy any more physical books until I get my NetGalley feedback ratio back above 80%. As you may know, I'm very behind on reviewing books on NetGalley, and my current feedback ratio is 36%. So I have a long way to go to get back to 80%, but yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to hold myself accountable for this goal, but for now it applies, so I'm not buying any physical books at the moment. But yeah, without further ado, let's look at all of the physical books I have acquired since February. So first I have Scythe and Thunderhead by Neil Shusterman. So I got the title for Christmas, but I wanted to reread these first two volumes first, and I didn't own these two, so yeah, I got these. In case you didn't know, this is a young adult dystopian series about a world where natural death no longer exists. And in order to manage the population, there is a society of size that can basically kill anybody, and yeah, problems arise. I love these first two books in the series, especially Thunderhead, but I was pretty disappointed by the toll, so I'm actually thinking about unhauling the toll, but I'm definitely keeping these two for now. Switching up genres, next I have Atomic Habits by James Clear. So I listened to this on audio a few months ago and I absolutely love this. So this, it says, is an easy and proven way to build good habits and break bad ones. So yeah, it's all about habit forming, which is something I really struggle with. So yeah, I loved the book when I listened to it, and I knew that I wanted to have it in a physical form so I can reread it or just go back to the most important parts, because yeah, I really need to establish some good habits and actually stick to them. And then for something completely different, because I just like so many genres, I have Stuff I've Been Feeling Lately by Alicia Cook. So this is a poetry collection which has this amazing 19s vibe. The cover is basically a mixtape, and yeah, inside there are poems that are done in the blackout style, like you cross out certain words and you have a new meaning, and also every poem has a song associated with it, which I really love. And yeah, I really want to take the time and listen to the songs and go through the poems, and yeah, this has been highly recommended as a poetry collection, and yeah, I can't wait to read it. Next we have How Do You Like Me Now by Holly Bourne. So Holly Bourne is well known for writing young adult novels, and they tend to deal with mental health, but this is an adult book, and we follow a woman who is turning 30, and she's a best-selling author of a self-help book, but now she's not that happy with her life. So it's about her struggling with the fact that she's not where she would like to be in life, and everybody around her is getting married and stuff, so she feels like she's left behind. I'll be actually turning 30 next year, which is like, how did it even happen? But yeah, although I don't really want to get married or have kids anytime soon or ever, the struggle with finding your place in the world and finding a lifestyle that will make you happy is definitely relevant. And yeah, I think this is going to be hilarious, probably hard-hitting, and yeah, I can't wait to read it. Also on the back it says, turning 30 is like playing musical chairs. The music stops and everyone just marries whoever they happen to be sitting on. Which is just hilarious. Next up we have Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. So this is the first book in the Farseer trilogy, and it's a part of this huge series of series. It's an epic fantasy, and yeah, we follow Fitz, who is a bastard, and in the first book I believe we follow him as a child and him growing up. I've been intrigued by Robin Hobb for some time, but I was always intimidated by her books, mainly because there are so many books in the overall series. Then I found out that the Ketchup book club that is run by Becca from Becca and the Books is doing a read-along of, I think, the first 2 series. So yeah, I thought I was going to join and I bought this book, but I'm behind because this was delivered to my parents' house and I wasn't there, so I got it late, and the first live show for the first book has already happened. And I still haven't read it, but yeah, I still really want to read it, so I hope I will catch up with the book club soon. Then I got One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. So far I have read 3 Taylor Jenkins Reid books, and they were The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, Daisy Jones and the Six, and Evidence of the Affair, and I really liked all of them. So now I want to read the whole backlist of her books. From what I understand, this is a kind of Pearl Harbor situation. So there's a woman and her husband goes missing, and then she meets someone else and falls in love, but then her husband comes back and it's like, who's my true love? This sounds amazing. Love triangle is one of my favorite romance tropes, if done well, and I believe in Taylor Jenkins Reid, so yeah, also can't wait to read this one. Then I have 3 Wishes by Liane Moriarty. So Liane Moriarty is another author I adore and I want to read everything by her. I have read 3 or 4 her books so far, and yeah, I started actually reading this today, and so far it's really good. And I just love her writing and her characterization, and the way she describes feelings is just so hilarious and relatable. And yeah, her books are just a mixture of contemporary with a sprinkle of mystery, so I just adore them. They are so good for when you are in a reading slump, for example. So I haven't read anything for a week before I started this, after the Hallows readers ended, and yeah, this is exactly what I needed. And I also got 2 other books by Liane Moriarty. So I got What Alice Forgot and The Last Anniversary. So I believe that this one is about a woman who is in a coma and she forgets like a portion of her life. I really don't know, and I like going into books not knowing much, especially this kind of books, because like there's usually the element of mystery or whatever. So I would say it's really good going into it not knowing much. Of course, always check the triggers for her books, because she also deals with some hard-hitting topics and there are usually content warnings. So yeah, this one and The Last Anniversary, I have no idea what it is about. I also finally got Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. So during the past year I've been rereading the whole series, and I've been reading it in English for the first time as a whole, and I was buying the volumes as I went. So I finally finished the reread a year later after I started. So yeah, and this one is so pretty. I love purple. Next up we have The Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson. So this is book 3 in the Mistborn Era 1 series, and I have only read book 1, The Final Empire, but now I finally own the whole series and I want to reread The Final Empire and then finish the series. So this is an adult fantasy about elemental magic and a world where the bad guy won the war. I've been intimidated by this series for some time, but then I finally read book 1 and I adored it. I loved the magic system and the characters, and the plot was fascinating. So yeah, I'm very intrigued about the next volumes in the series. Another book I got is Well Met by Jen DeLuca. So this is an adult contemporary about 2 people who meet at a Renaissance fair, I believe. I've been hearing great things about this. It sounds like a fun, fluffy read, and I think it will be really great to read sometimes during the next couple of months. And last but not least, I have Down Among the Sticks and Bones by Shannon Maguire. So this is book 2 in the Wayward Children series, which is a young adult fantasy series about kids who went into worlds that are catered to them, but then they came back into our world and they are not happy with it. So they are in this school for these kids and they are trying to cope. And yeah, that was basically the plot of the first book. And then in the sequels we are going into the individual worlds. So this one is a very dark world and there's queer rap in the whole series. And yeah, I actually listened to this on audiobook, but I really want to get all of the books and then reread the whole series, starting with this one because this is actually a prequel to the first one. And this book was gifted to me by Sasha from The Wild Sasha, so thank you again, Sasha, so much for this book because it's absolutely gorgeous and yeah, I love it. So yeah, there you have it. These are all the books I got in the last couple of months. Let me know if you read any of them or if you are planning to read any of them. Or tell me what was the last book you got, and if you don't have anything to say, just leave me an emoji because getting comments always brightens my day. So yeah, in the description there are links to my social media if you want to follow me there, and also give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more from me. But that is all for today. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you next time. Bye!